and fnatic get that CT-sided start. Harry, we got the quaddies. Break it down.
Yeah, I'm just taking my glasses off and the room's very bright now. So I'm kind of readjusting to that, but here we are. Yes, indeed. We've got a T-side start for the Outsiders. Love that for them. And they're grouping up over towards Banana. I'm seeing a nice bit of util. It's nice and slow. This is kind of par for the course.
So what do we do in these first 30, 40,
no,
50,
man, it's
60
not a problem.
seconds?
We just hang out, you know. We're like with three
All right,
best
you
friends.
haters. Like, this is just them
No,
playing,
I actually love Outsiders.
This is them playing anti-rush.
Yeah.
CT sometimes can push down mid. If they do that, you want to punish them. You have 3 guys with no armor. You have to be careful about those early fights. If you're 5v5 now, this is great for Outsiders. 2 smokes, 2 mollies, flash. Like, this is a good-looking round for them at this point in time.
They're going to have to go through the smoke. FASHR will drop it. It's primed, it's ready, it's out. And he's even got a flash to pull. That could set up these dualies to go beast mode. Although Outsiders not in a hurry, wait for the mollies to land. Mezzi plays ahead of the fire and they get flashed out, but so is he. In they come, one by one. Mezzi chews through the first and FASHR's out of ammo. He's a dead man. Even how they take that B site is so slow, so calculated.
Hey, man.
It's actually disgusting.
Yeah, it's well played. That's a compliment.
But they should have committed a little bit more there. Still a 3v3 though. It's still doable for fnatic, but no kit.
Yeah, this could get a little awkward. You've got this flash on nicoodoz. It better be a very good flashbang to set up KRIMZ and Roy. They will have a fight here. This one weighted pretty heavily, and with Chiron coming up short there, that's giving them a route in around the coffins. There is this crossfire between Jame and Flit. Jame with the swing, and Flit taps out Roy. We're into this 2v2, and James clear with it. All right, go on then, give us a third. Just KRIMZ left to beat. And he's closing the distance, sure, but look at Jame go. Oh, it's so brutal. I would hate playing against this guy, man.
Yeah, get him back.
That's how he wins the round. That's just like so grimy, but he plays it perfectly.
Of course, you have to account for, you know, time and the bomb. Too often do you see players just over peak, even when they get like a kill or 2, right? And then they don't think about winning the round. The adrenaline kicks in. They go for that 3rd kill. They die, and then, you know, Flit is left with 7 HP. That's a difficult round to close out, but not Jame. He always has the big picture in mind.
Yeah. No, there's always that idea, you know. I think we've all been there in a game where you're like, oh, I was just feeling it. Like, that's why I swung again. You know, I was just feeling it, but like, not always the best option. And Jame, yeah, it is very impressive to see how much restraint he has, right? Considering a lot of the time you're kind of left feeling like he's good enough to justify taking a swing or a fight, but he doesn't do that.
We've got a quick pause here. Someone spilled the drink. That's
Check
a classic.
out. Where is it? Where is it? Whose side?
It's fnatic. I think
it's fnatic.
Who spilled it?
I don't see the mop. Someone find it right now. Yeah, a lot of notes, more so for the Outsiders side. I saw Fame going through some pieces of paper earlier, some preparation for this matchup.
I think it's a little bit of a curveball from Outsiders in the veto, because their pick,
it was FASHR.
This was their pick, and they used to pick Mirage against fnatic and won every single time. Last time it was like 16-8. It was a super comfortable win. So I think fnatic prepped heavily for Mirage again and counted on vetoing Inferno themselves in the 2nd phase. So this is probably where they, you know, I don't know if they put in as much time as some of the other maps. And Outsiders, you know, they love themselves a bit of Inferno too. And that was like, you know, Jame did a good job at the major between the 1st and the 2nd series that they played to switch things up on Mirage in particular, because they played that both times. And even talking to Mezzi, you know, after that, he was saying how you know, they just sort of outplayed them in that one. They were one step ahead in terms of the preparation, and how it's so hard playing against Outsiders. You can't let your guard down for 1 round, for 1 second. There's always something in play, whether it's one AK, whether it's an AWP on Jame, whether it's upgraded pistols. It's always dangerous.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I kind of really dig about Outsiders now as well is I think, like, with the Chiron edition, you know, you kind of have, like, you have a very different team to the one that Jame came up with and, like, you know, really, like, set this precedent of how they were going to play, right? He has a lot more pieces in this team that will go in first, will try to get involved early, will, you know, throw it all the way on a gunfight if they get asked to. And I feel like you do get that in some of these rounds, right? You do have, like, a more aggressive-looking Outsiders to what we think of. You know, whenever we kind of think about these Jame-led teams, feels like he has, like, adapted it as time's gone on and new players have come into the ranks, right?
What is this though from fnatic? They have 3 guys long. Like, this is
read.
Such a heavy read that if they go away, they like to split A, but it looks like an apps pop from outside.
Yeah, if it's an apps pop, they probably just save here as well. You can get out with all these guns, give it another go. It's only FASHR in pit. He needs a multi, and he can't even field one. James through the smoke. Oh, he's crept right below. He heard those shots, and he will get traded. But fnatic now, it's not even pretty, but it's also not retakeable. Gonna give it a go.
Wait, when did they execute there? Did you guys pay attention?
That was quick. That was early.
Oh, was it really?
Yanko,
so they didn't wait until 10 seconds.
I hope you're directing this aggression towards Chad and not us, because we're actually big Outsiders fans.
I think 80% of my aggression is directed at Chad these days.
Okay, that's good. That's
unwarranted, of course, but still aggression.
We did see a time last year where Outsiders really started to, like, before obviously Kyron joined this team, pick up a lot of like very pacey rounds. I think it was more when they added Norbert and Fame first into this team. They started running some really, like, especially on Inferno, we saw it, rounds like that where they run these really slow defaults, they wait for ages, and then maybe 3 times a half, they go quick pace up mid, they do Mac 10s long really fast, and the reason that was nice is because so many teams like to hold util against Outsiders. They would never get those mollies down insta and mid, and it's the conditioning aspect. But I feel like we've had less of that as of late.
First, they were doing it in like half buys and force buys when they had inferior weaponry, but then that was at Pro League last season. But then you come to the major, then they're doing it in gun rounds too, so their playstyle evolved, and I think in Katowice you saw less of that, but I think that's because Kyron just joined, so they were only focusing on the like fundamentals of their playstyle and realized they need to add these things over time.
What do you think about the comparison, Yanko, that some people make between like Kyron and Kyron and Yikinda, in the sense of like having this like one very blasé player, like very erratic player in a team of conditioned, slow, especially on T sides. But even on CT, we see Kyron make a lot of plays individually and call for flashes and make moves. And he's talked about how that's been allowed by Jame and he asked for permission, etc. But what do you think of that comparison between Kyron and Yikinda, for example?
I think it's still a little bit early. He just played one tournament. I love how, fnatic is just repeating the call, doing the same stack, and Outsiders are just very thorough. This is the thing against stacks. Like, if you are still thorough in clearing and getting control and doing splits, you can still defeat a stack. And who better to know how to play against a stack than the team that used to stack the most on the scene?
Yeah.
Harry, anything to add?
No, man. I mean, look, you guys are having that little conversation.
Are you jealous?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are getting along.
You seem nervous. Like,
I am nervous, bro. Like, this is a big matchup.
You can just do your thing,
Yeah. All right, I'll do it.
I've heard you do this before. I think you know what you're doing.
Oh, look at this. Look at this from fnatic, right? They're trying to get ahead of it. They re-aggroed once that smoke faded in mid, and now they start to move over to go and reinforce Mezzi, their captain.
Round's over, Harry.
30 seconds as they cross into the side. The boost getting flubbed is kind of... Yeah, okay. There we go. They will spam it out. And this should be a done deal. But I'm never... I was going to say I'm never willing to write off Mezzi, and then he died immediately. So, yeah. This one's done. nicoodoz in the 1v4.
Oh, but if he had a kit, Harry, if he had a kit, and maybe, but he doesn't have a kit, so... Nice shot. Get those guns, buddy. He cannot. 3 rifles will stand tall for Outsiders.
And something that fnatic said between their games at the major in the interview was, they actually learned that they were probably in the game against Outsiders, they were going for rounds they weren't supposed to. Like, they were trying to retake 3v4 on B or on A overpass, for example, and they would have probably benefited from adopting more of the Outsiders' style. So
that's something Kyron even talked about after Kato. He said, like, Alex is having a nice nap there. He was talking about how... Where the hell is he? I don't even know. Okay. He was talking about how it was really nice playing this style of like very savvy CS on CT sides, because he said like there would be games where they actually just had one full eco in an entire half, and the rest of the rounds they could always buy, and I say buy loosely, obviously pistol armor and a couple like 2-3 rifles, for example, an AWP for Jame. That's always a winnable round. So he enjoyed how, even though it hurts to watch, and it definitely hurts to call as well, saves in 3v3s, for example, it was enjoyable because it let you buy up more, it let you play for more winnable rounds, and I mean that is the bread and butter for Outsiders. That's what they do. So I think that's cool. That's something Kyron's definitely not played with or like coming into this team. No one has really. FASHR's alone on B.
Yeah, this could get pretty tough for him pretty quickly.
They want to go.
Yeah, if he's not able to hold this back, he's only got a flash as well. There's a smoke dropped over at the top of Banana, but he can't get that. And so his ability to actually like slow this down is kind of limited. nicoodoz will start to rotate over, lines up a flash for him into the pool, and FASHR swings with it. If he can get out after that, he's done his job. That is a nice exit from FASHR in the round. And now fnatic can look to group and play retake in the 4-on-3.
Let's see if KRIMZ knows his retake nades.
Yeah, he's got everything. He's got to do it all. Although the kills are just being given over. They can't get off the block. Wallbang through the new box by the AWP, and KRIMZ now in the clutch. 1 kill to his name, but that molly's pushing him into the scope of the orb, and Roy catches him through the smoke. fnatic, nicely done. FASHR takes all the risks, but comes up with the reward. 3 kills from the guy.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
What,
KRIMZ hit every single nade.
Yeah, perfect. Great molly. Flash over. Didn't even need the HE. Saving it for later.
This was a bit strange, you know, like, I don't know if this is a counterplay. It's like 2 guys fighting for banana a bit delayed. I think that's why Outsiders didn't just chase FASHR, right? They expected there to be a 3rd player close. You wouldn't really do that with 2 guys. I think that's why they hesitated. So that bought enough time. FASHR managed to buy enough time for the rotate to come in. This is a big round now, obviously, because of the money. So we'll see if Outsiders decide to switch it up, but probably just another default trying to figure things out.
Oh, the patient wait of the AWPs. One less patient than the other. nicoodoz goes for it, but they were already up ult. Reflash at banana. Mezzi. Ooh, behind the smoke.
There's a G2 smoke.
But they just walk right through.
Yeah, I like that. I like that from Flit, just calling the bluff, right? Once you hear the flash go off, he's like, all right.
Oh, he's so ahead of where
they've taken their eyes off the prize, giving Flit a way in, up the banana. Yeah, that's really clean.
What's the time?
118. Yeah, okay, that's right. Quick round here.
Just checking.
Yeah, and dude, I mean, that just felt like a really like heads-up play called from Flit.
Let's see now what fnatic decides to do, because this is probably where they should save. But be careful, because KRIMZ, there's always going to be a guy in boiler, or most of the time in this situation, so we should probably try and clear this together. Yeah, but money on Outsiders isn't great either, so they'll just leave it to KRIMZ if he can do something or not. But so this is like something you would see Nico do, for example, on G2, Yakinda on Liquid. Like the banana player, he just Flit felt exactly that he had timing and like what fnatic was trying to do. And you can see he's walking in and you're looking, oh, why is he doing that? And Matt's like, oh, look at the timing. No, he like the way the nades fly, you know, the way like the support was coming in, he understands that that's a risk worth taking for him. Yeah. There could be an op there waiting for him. He could die and they could be in a 4v5. I would say as a coach, that's fine, go for that every single time, because you could see, right? Like you could see the round basically be done at 120 because of that one move.
That is really nice that, you know, these players have a bit more freedom than maybe it is claimed to make plays like that. I wonder if Mezzi reloaded after he spammed. He fired like 10 shots into the smoke and then he ran back. Maybe if he reloaded, it would have been the warning to walk through, but info or not, it's the perfect play to not quite break the money. fnatic get a 4-man save. KRIMZ won't overcommit to those kills. So already he's being tamed by Jame. 4-1, and Outsiders have started their map pick very well.
Yeah, this is a really good start, man. I'm a little paranoid as to what Mezzi and FASHR are going to try and cook up, because they're still like leading. You know, we haven't really seen like these like triple B leans out of the gate.
Yeah, but they're starting too long almost every round. They leave the extra nades for the B guys. So I don't know. This must be something like they're really concerned about these long takes from Outsiders.
Oh, well, they're about to get dealt one, and even then, having the second pair of hands there hasn't helped out. nicoodoz smoked off as well. Suddenly, it's like, KRIMZ, good luck, bud.
What's the time again? My watch isn't working. 1:15?
Dude, what a boring team. I can't believe they're making us wait a whole 40 seconds.
It's really boring to be winning 5-1 and the other team has to save a second gun round in a row. Jesus.
At this point, do we blame the map, not the team? Hey,
this is just reaction Counter-Strike, right? Like, you know, you killed the A player, you saw the op as well. Flit probably said that there's 2 guys B because of the nades, so you're 4v2, 5v2 if he pushes as well. They just said, let's just go, right? Like, let's just pay attention to the spacing so they can't get multi-kills and re-peaks with the op, and let's just trade, right? Yeah. Like, however, they probably have some very simple protocol for that situation. You know, maybe just like 1 flash, 1 molly that they throw, or the apps guy knows how to play. Like, you have these things set when you want to speed up and take advantage of the timing or the setup, you just do it, right? Like in this situation, after you kill the first guy, you see the op is long, you just smoke small pit and you can go short with 5 guys. Like the op has to push through the smoke, you have to deal with 1 guy, pit, balcony, apps, and that's it.
Yeah, we haven't seen
no need to complicate.
Haven't seen a short player all game for fnatic, right? They did the triple longs on or the quad longs on the ecos. Then there was double long with an AWP setup. KRIMZ was back in Balk, fell pit. They heard him from apps. So we've not seen anyone fighting for mid really for fnatic. They attempted just there, but Roy got destroyed by Chiron on the clear. So yeah, fnatic can't even win mid.
It's a bit strange because they're not really fighting for banana and they're not really fighting for mid. Like they're sort of just trying to punish our reaction. I mean, nicoodoz missed a shot there as well. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate, as Alex would say. A nicer way to say unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky.
So I think at this point, if you're fnatic, like you're losing a lot. There's a lot of money on outsiders. They can buy for the next 3 rounds, even if they lose. So I think you have to risk it a bit more. Either open with more players towards B, 3 or 4, or just fight for something. Right now, they're just winning rounds by defaulting. Outsiders didn't do much this half, and they're up 5-1.
Here we go. Here's the reaction, right? Starting double B to get nades dropped and then going back to quad A. They've got a boost over balcony. They're fighting for short, and they've even got the AWP solo B.
But it all starts the same, right? Like Flit is again here, so he's like communicating now. Okay, they're like just throwing nades. They're not in banana, right? They've given it. He knows the guy might be hiding here, but he's not. So now it's like, why do we don't need to go A? You know,
they're just going to win the round in 30 seconds.
No, they can play 3B. You know, passive to try to out-mind game us, but that's not happening.
That would have been the way in, but nicoodoz checks wide. They're still executing.
Yeah, they still want to come for this. I mean, hell, all they've seen is this AWP playing it passive from back of the coffin.
Chiron made a lot of noise, though, falling back from boiler.
So it's dropped a little hit. Yeah. Mezzi's moved around.
He's got no nades to throw in, though. It's still nicoodoz on an island, and nothing worse than him having the nades here. He doesn't want to pull them and then get peeked immediately. 40 seconds, outsiders. It's kind of gone wrong with Flick getting picked, and they're going to go back, leaving the AWP, holding for the re-aggression as they set up into this mid-hold.
Oh, and this is exactly what fnatic want. This is it. Like, they finally have a nice mid setup to deal with this. The molly burns out Fame. FASHR will miss the timing on him, so he's gotten all the way up long and is now let loose in CT. Oh, that's nearly, that is awkward. Falling off the balcony, and Fame decapitates Messi on the rotate round.
That's why I love watching this team sometimes. Like, Fame's not even trying to assist on that A attack. He is simply just trying to screw fnatic over and cut them out of winning the retake. If his team all die there on short, he looks like a beta, but killing that player is forced nicoodoz to save. And yeah, with fnatic falling off of their boost, off of their high horse. Ugh.
Dude, I just think, like, you know, that round is like a very good example of Fame's like super low on health, right? So the odds of him like actually having impact in the fight for the site is pretty low. Like, he probably just dies. If he just goes back and tries to fight there, he's like a dead man. So instead, it's like this idea of, okay, we'll go for broke. If my teammates win their fight over on short, I'm going to be in CT. And if I get 1 out of this at 4 points of health, that's like a great trade. You know? That's like a great look for him in the round.
Yeah, that's a key, you know, I think you're spot on with that HP. He has to take a higher risk to have impact. But it also could have been, if he killed the rotator, they can also go back to B. But they just had good timing. They heard the guy drop down. And you know, if fnatic is up 5-1, this probably doesn't happen. Like, that's them being a little bit impatient, thinking, oh, they can go back. You know, I can't stay here. And just get punished by outsiders again.
Yeah, KRIMZ fell behind FASHR. That really screwed him over. Couldn't fire through. Keita now coming in.
All right, Yanko, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I have this warped idea, right? That if there was ever a player who could play for Ninja Diffusers, it's James. Right? Like, just imagine it, you know, like you have one of these rounds where, like, normally he might like hero AWP or whatever. And instead of doing that, he just goes kit, smoke, that's it.
Hides back,
and then they see like James left in the 4v1 and they all go hunting.
You don't need to imagine it. Like, it happened against Maus at the major where he went for it in a 1v3 or against a team they didn't expect it, and he won a 1v3.
Which map?
I think Overpass.
Yeah, that was
Maus semi-final.
That was the one that a lot of people were like debating the graffiti for. They were like, oh, that was a sick 1v3.
And another one is Rop's like waiting too long against Cloud9 when he was in Boiler on Inferno and not helping his teammate, right? Because he thought they were gonna save in a 3v3.
Oh, that one hurts. Oh, wide boost. He creeps in and they both trade damage. Could have gone a lot worse for either party. The molly, as he fights behind it, and Kicker, blinded by his teammate's flash, still couldn't see. 5v4 fnatic. What do they do here? They've not had one of these comfortable situations, and Outsiders pick up the pace. They go back to A, try to fight for mid. Again, it's been gifted over, but Outsiders don't seem tempted in by this setup. James is solo AWPing. He has no one covering long. If they just swing him, he dies right now. If they have any kind of flash, no. They're just going to walk up as James sits in the open looking for this kill, and they're about to clear him.
Ooh, it's the slowest clear, but eventually, there we go.
Now he's running.
Mate, that's wild. You see him there. You're not really sure what's going on, but they do start to send FASHR back over towards B to help Mezzy out.
Save? No.
25 seconds left as they move through on this one. They get one of the openers, right? This is a 3-on-5 as it begins. Now they just got to get past Mezzy. They deal with him immediately. Oh, goodness. The alarm bells are going off. Roy's got a flash. Going to send them through. nicoodoz, that is quick. Nice kill to Fame. There's still two more to find over here at Banana.
Oh, dear.
Flit lies in wait. Back turned right now. KRIMZ has got this timing. He's nailed it. Flit dead, and so Chiron's got to do it all alone. Trapped in at the coffin. First peek for nicoodoz connects. He doesn't even scope in. That's 3 in the round from the fnatic AWPer to save the day.
Yeah, nice smoke to make KRIMZ seem like he wasn't coming from Banana. They try and cut him off in the post plant, that player at top car, and KRIMZ just delays by a few seconds to make Flit doubt it. And nicoodoz hit some shots, man, in that round. Well, a shot, really. The one on the fading smoke in CT spawn. Right there, and then a no-scope to close.
I think fnatic should be a little bit aware of, you know, now it was FASHR, previous round it was Mezzy on the rotate with no utility. Like, that rotation is way more powerful with just a flash, because flash from CT for a player that's in new boxes or something like that can really help him a lot, more than a player would just pushing through a smoke, because people are just holding for that right now.
Triple B and fighting for Banana for fnatic, a bit of a change. But Outsiders in no hurry still. Oh, don't like this smoke. nicoodoz doesn't either. We'll go back to B. Mezzy was holding a flash for top Banana, but nicoodoz does not look interested, just trying to keep them on their toes. And in fact, it's the AWP to rotate out, leaving Mezzy with at least 2 smokes available to stop this B play. Minute on the clock as the AWP finds the other side of the map empty.
They really like this double long setup. Every round.
Yeah. But
which is so strange, because, you know, if you smoke off long and small pit, like, those players are completely cut out from the side. But now at least they go for an information play, right?
Yeah, they
might be a little bit too late though.
Yeah, Roy does kind of get the idea, the gist of what's happening here, but it all comes down to, can Mezzy at least go 1-for-1? He really can't afford to do anything less in this position. Getting spammed out, double dink. Oh, but all the kills are coming up in favor of Outsiders. FASHR's trying to make a hero play.
What?
And nicoodoz runs in with the P2K. A quick kill back from James, a 1v1, and it's won by KRIMZ. fnatic onto a third, like we all expected.
The faith you have to have in your teammates. Cool. I dinked 2 in pit. I dinked 2. Trust me. And he runs in with a sidearm.
Dude, that was, I don't even, like, you know, we could see all that unfurling, and I had no clue at any moment who was going to win that round.
That's insane, dude. They double up with the P2K. And fnatic, they keep doing it. They keep going through this coffin smoke, sometimes with, sometimes without flashes, and they keep catching Outsiders unaware. Even though they're such a good team, we even saw it in the pistol, they go for a B exec, they get all the util down, and then they slow it down. Even in the execute, they stop in the B site, and they just wait for fnatic to feel uncomfortable enough to peek. But it finally comes back to bite them. No one's even looking at the smoke. Chiron was holding, or Flit was holding the flank.
Probably one of the better ways to to retake the site, you know. It's similar like B on Dust 2. If you wait too long and they set up, it's very hard. Like, you almost, the only way you can do it is while they're taking it, you're flashing people through to come over. And I think in the end, Fame, if he could have been just a little bit more patient and swing with Jame, although they could have been lined up as well. So it was a close round still. Fnatic coming out on top, but their money is still wrecked. This is a big round because both teams are running out of money. And they're not too long.
There's like this exchange of util happening over at Banana, and I wonder, yeah, if Flit is going to call their bluff again. He was kind of down to, but then there's a molly on the other side of the smoke, responding with some nades. You hear the shot come back your way, you know that they're actually fighting for this Banana control. But Flit's just hanging out here, waiting to see if they give him this opening fight. And if they do, I mean, we know how those rounds pan out. Mezzy very quickly is like, yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with it anymore.
Saw the AWP.
I mean, this feels like Fnatic is simulating 3B with two guys to force Outsiders to take mid first, and they had a mid setup. But Outsiders just don't care. They just are more methodical about taking B.
Oh, dear, James.
Oh, they're going back in. Yeah. That is awkward on the timing. Tag back from James AWP, and Kicker looking to go for a trade, but doesn't want to go any further. Good thing he didn't. That AWP rotated round. Instead, Fame going to be left to try and find a bit of room. Creeping up long, and there's the opener. KRIMZ falls, and suddenly he's opened a back door for Outsiders into this A site.
Yeah, only one man in the pit. Got to stop it all. Roy's already dropped his smoke, but he's playing wider than it. Looking for this first kill. Kicker delivers. That's a big shot to make this round Outsiders. It will force the save. You already mentioned the money, Yanko, and it's coming into play.
It's a big shoulder pick. I mean, even if he dies, I think, you know, his teammate gets the trade. And KRIMZ, you know, that's a bad death in that situation, right? Like, you have the man advantage, you just can't give away a cheap death. You should just play for information, play to buy time. You know, whenever you have a man advantage, obviously you don't want to give away 1v1s. You want to make sure if you die, you're traded. So yeah, that was a big round for Fnatic to try and get some momentum. What do you think, Rush?
Hello? Hello. You're on camera, Rush.
Hey, Rush.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, hey, buddy.
You guys doing all right?
Yeah.
Think FASHR's going to die?
You tell me if we're doing all right. You're listening to us.
Yeah. You sounding good, Yanko, down there.
Thanks,
There's
Rush.
a caster, a color caster.
It's due
Very
to
nice.
that brilliant observing of yours.
Oh, thanks,
Just keep
man.
looking at the radar and not at the...
At the mini map.
Yes.
All right, we'll do.
Rush, when can we swap out? When can I observe a game in Newcastle?
Whenever you want. Next map, Vertigo.
I don't think I'll do a Vertigo.
No, it's great, man. Fnatic, they have this cool play where 4 of them go A, and then FASHR kills people on B, and it's impossible to tell. So
Yeah,
come do
nice.
it.
Okay, I'm not going to do that, but maybe later. I'll do an Ancient to end the series if we go 3. But the night is young here. 2 guns save for Fnatic. And nicoodoz is about to be flashed. He's committing as well. Oh, he's a dead man. He's going to be caught in the open unless he gets a blind shot. Oh, no, it doesn't land. Very close, but no cigar. Flit smokes him. Rotate for FASHR just at the right time, but I don't think there's a way to save this one.
Yeah, smoke in his face. If Mezzy up on the boost. You know, this guy's Deagle, not to be underestimated. Oh, well, there we go. Kicker will underestimate and deal with him appropriately. Flit's gone for the full push through the smoke. And yeah, they're going to lose Chiron coming out trying to stop these saving players.
They'll find him.
Yeah, something tells me Roy's living on borrowed time. And there's James to take the gun away. He's the only guy who saves in this server.
Got him on my fantasy team. I'm very happy.
Man, this is still... If you're a Fnatic, you can't get too demoralized, right? Like, I mean, if you can get 6 rounds here, considering how the half has been going, that would be a great half for them, all things considering. And then, you know, you win the second pistol, all of a sudden you're at 9-9, you can maybe get some momentum. But that's the problem with Outsiders, like, because of their style, when they start on the T side and they switch over for the CT, every round is going to be so difficult to win, because as soon as you get like 2 openings, they're not going for it, and then there's so many gun rounds you're gonna have to win.
Yeah, I think it's even scary as well, because it's like Outsiders are one of these teams who sometimes even choose like themselves to start on the T side.
I mean, it's something you were talking about in the early in the day, Yanko, with Chad on the desk about Inferno specifically and it being CT or T-sided and the stats now flipping in favor of the T side. I didn't have a question here, but I just thought it was an interesting talking point.
Just say that I was right.
Just like, yeah, just
no,
paying respect to you.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it was an interesting conversation to listen to. I don't know,
Would you
call
should tune
Outsiders
into our podcast?
Yeah, which one?
Talking Con.
I've listened to almost every episode, don't worry.
Attaboy.
Do you think Outsiders are a better T-side team than CT?
Yes, at the moment, probably. I mean, they lost the game to Fnatic on CT side in Katowice, so it's brave by Flip.
I like I like the variety of setups that Fnatic have done at top B though. Like they've had a lot of different pushes with flashes, without double setups, or they try to keep it fresh even if it's not worked out. Finally, play for sure and win some fights. But Fame has dropped out apps to get that kill, and FASHR catches up on going back on its own. The first banana push for Fnatic reaps rewards, and Fame now has to pull up with a clutch with 20 seconds. I think James screaming save in his ear.
Yeah, there's no winning here. There's no winning in this 1v3. But dude, you know, as much as we've been crediting Outsiders there, I do like that Fnatic, they also have like a good read on that situation. When they catch Flick coming up banana like that, they know that it kind of, you know, is given that vibe that he's going for one of those solo creeps up again where he's trying to keep it pretty pacey, trying to get there early and like chancing for that fight. And they very, very quickly react to that by like taking the room and actually moving down banana. And I think whenever you're playing Outsiders, whenever you make a call to go and take space like this, you know, it's pretty ballsy, right? Like, this is a team that do like a bit of a hold, that will kind of sit back and wait for you to overextend in moments like that.
If they don't push B
it
there,
works out beautifully.
That's still a tough round.
Yeah,
you know, that's a dangerous round for Fnatic. So,
Jamer, time to go back B.
this is, if Fnatic wants to have a decent half, they can't lose this round. And it's more of an apps pressure. This is a good call at this point in time. You know, this is where players lose a little bit of focus. Fame was getting it for free, so we'll see if he gets punished in apps.
Another flash at B, and even the molly. It might force Flick to commit. He smokes it instead, and he's not in a hurry. He will not play by Fnatic's rules. He will force his fight when he wants. The AWP has left apartment, so Fame does get it for free. But Roy, nothing is free on short. Mollied out this time. Outsiders find the resolution, and they have so much long control from all these heavy long stacks. Now it's open for business. They haven't heard the AWP here, but it's down in pit. A minute on the clock, and the bomb is still banana.
Fnatic is in a bad spot on A. It feels like they don't have any information. This is where you want to re-push short, try to make a play, right? Let nicoodoz search with the AWP. Someone holds a flash. As soon as he fires, you throw a pop flash, gun swings, something like that, because sure they have some util, but they're so stuck. Like,
did they miss their smoke? On the map, it looks ugly. It might have landed.
Sometimes
Sometimes it can be inaccurate. Yeah, it did miss. KRIMZ tries to sell it. I mean, Fnatic don't even have the info. They don't know the smoke is missed.
All they've done is hear a smoke and hear the gunshots, and now they're all paranoid.
They're ready for this B play.
FASHR, he's been pretty good in this position, right? Often a source of this opening kill, but in this round, he brings Split to 1 HP.
Can't dink with an AK.
Mezzi. Oh dear, he's given up his position, and he's tapped out by the 1 HP player from earlier on, and that's a save, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, and KRIMZ's not even going to let that happen.
that was like not even a plant. But yeah, I mean, it's hard with no information. Okay, that was very brave. But yeah, and FASHR, he already got a kill or two from this play, right? Sneaking on the right side of the smoke. That's not going to work 5 times in one half. And you can tell, like, Mezzi has the defensive smoke setup, but it's almost as if both of them are playing on their own. Like, that's not a setup where they're playing together, or one can play off of the other. Like, you're just sort of sneaking and trying to make a play on your own, and Outsiders are really good at punishing that. So it feels like a very disappointing round for Fnatic in such a crucial round.
Yeah, part of that comes from the fact that because of the long util came down and Fnatic were playing inside of A, they didn't know they were being split CT. So you could actually see Mezzi being paranoid about a CT, like a long to CT wrap through Arch. And so they couldn't play like a CT site crossfire. Sure, I agree.
I mean, look at Fame's POV, right? Like, look at this. Like, there's 3 guys waiting for you. There's no flash. Like, they could have gotten 1 kill and would have been immediately traded. It wouldn't matter at all, right? Like you go back, you watch this round from fnatic, you're like, this is a bad setup. Like we can't. You have to stand in a different way, even if it's riskier. Whether it's boost on triple and behind triple, whether it's top first, below first, you know, CT and boost, whatever it is. Like because if you stand this way with low utility, there's really not much you can do. Wow.
2 different nades on separate timers, and they find nicoodoz.
Oh,
round's over.
Man. This is just brutal. Flit like owns B full time, man.
Dude, I feel like nicoodoz has gone for so many attempts at opening picks in his half, and he's just getting wrecked, like either avoided or destroyed by util. It's hot in here. It's hot in the B site, and Flit finds Roy in the patch of ground he could stand.
It's really strong. It's so simple, but it relies a lot on, for example, Flit. Like Flit is winning them this T side, not only by kills, but by information, all of that stuff. You know, again, you will see that that's why the best players, sort of the best riflers, play this position, because this is how much they can impact on your T side. There wasn't a single like set call from outsiders in this half.
Oh, close. Nice try. When did this happen, by the way? Kicker was, I guess, before Chiron joined. Kicker was the solo banana player. I think he even was back at Rio. And you know, when they were doing 4-1s on T side, he was just a lone banana. He was really surprisingly. Kicker had really bad games on Inferno in banana on his own.
Listen, you have to have someone more mechanically skilled than Kicker play that. I think with the problem with their overpass as well. I mean, problem is Kicker plays B lurk on T side. You need to put a more skilled player there. Flit, you know, for example, again, because those are the positions where you lurk out, you can turn it around back in your favor, right, with 1 good kill when you creep out monster, for example. So that's always weird, because they have basically put anyone except for Kicker there. It would make more sense. That's weird. Like, he is experienced, he has good game sense, good timings, but just doesn't win some of those fights.
Yeah, I think also adding in Chiron, you have a better entry, or you know, you have a sole entry player, so Flit can play a little more lurky on T sides as well. And again, he's just gone through with the goods.
Flit versus fnatic is a sick matchup, man.
This is fun.
This is
1v9.
Also, the utility has been great. Like, nades are doing some damage all the time.
Oh, bro! Like,
get him out.
You try to go back in, and Flit is just waiting there, foaming at the mouth. He's like, "Please, give me the round. Give me the openers. Give me these gunfights." This is crazy.
At this point, it's also just frustration from fnatic.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you're slowly being chipped away every single round. You're just like, well, I might just take the fight to them, but they'll punish you with that too.
2v5 and a minute on the clock, and still outsiders wait patiently.
You know how many teams would just say, we're 5v2, it's 10-4, they would just run in together? Not these guys.
But they're even faking. They're faking A right now. They've split them 1-1. KRIMZ needed and more than that, and without that, it will be less. nicoodoz, 1v3. There is a lurker, and Kicker is sending
All right,
it.
bud,
but
like
this is nice. And that's the half you would think. He's now got 2 1v1s. He's being flanked. Timing is everything. If Chiron runs too fast, he will be heard, but he waits for nicoodoz to cross in, and 11 rounds on the T side of their map. Not a bad start for outsiders. What do you make of it, Dinko?
Thank you very much, Hugo. I'm down here on the sidelines because Yanko asked for it before the game started. He wanted a posture check coming into both of these teams. Behind me, I've got the outsiders here. Chiron saying he was going to increase the posture, get a little bit straighter in the back. You know, forward head posture affects between 66% and 90% of the population. Well, we can see the elevated desk, a little straighter, looking good, looking safe, looking healthy. Now we move over to the fnatic side of things for their posture check. We can see quite straight. You know, these Nordic guys, a lot of these guys love to have strong postures, straight backs. Mezzi, the UK boy, he's got the desk a little bit elevated, leaned in a bit more against the desk, seeing a little bit more of the monitor, and it looks pretty good over here on the fnatic side. The only player you can kind of get a little bit of a look at here is nicoodoz. He plays at a bit of an angle. He's a bit of a tilt coming into this. We'll see if that tilt will affect him in the server, but that's it for the posture check. That's all I've got down here, looking pretty good, looking healthy. We'll keep an eye on these exercises to see if that forward head posture is going to start going back.
team, I'm LeBron in my city. Way ahead of these man, I could pop a willy. Gunning these 7 figures if we go sign a dilly. Red, white, yellow, brown, I got them by the plenty. Woo! Just the definition of success. Did it back to back, that's repetition with the steps. Pushing up the work, I could do 100 reps. 5-star general, I'm about to pull up in the vet. Had a couple zeros, had to add another 4. Started with the product, turned that into a store. My 15 minutes turned into an encore. Got an in, but I ain't stopping till I go get me some more. Woo! Sat a waitress, shot another round. Millie on my wrist, I bust it down. King in my city, wear the crown. Got a check, need another now. I can never get enough. Woo! Yeah, that's right. I can never get enough. Come on. Woo! I can never get enough. You couldn't get money, need a new set. Try to go again, session, need a new bet. Been here 10 summers, boy, and I ain't lose yet. Cause I can never get enough. Yeah, we been going up on a Tuesday. I'm Bruce Lee, turn your ego into souffle. Feel new, that pop bottles of Douce. With my real new, that's down south like Bousse. Turn the VIP into the projects. Don't pay attention to the goals that y'all set. I'm out in Bali, girl from Somali. Put her in a ring and I'ma hit her with the ollie. Started up the business, turned that into a court. Used to work the lobby, moved it up a couple floors. Views of the hood, turned that into the shore. I just made another M, I gotta go get me some more. Sat a waitress, shot another round. Millie on my wrist, I bust it down. King in my city, wear the crown. Got a check, need another now. I can never get enough. Woo! Yeah, that's right. I can never get enough. Come on. Woo! I can never get enough. You couldn't get money, need a new set. Try to go again, session, need a new bet. Been here 10 summers, boy, and I ain't lose yet. Cause I can never.
I think one of the key factors to not playing Danger Zone with Rush is that the guy just doesn't ever shut up.
Heard of the Mind Goblin?
Well, Adam,
Mind Goblin on these nuts. Hey, I wrecked them. Right, look, outsiders lead
Why'd you
the
do that
way.
to Zippix?
I don't know, man.
Clutch minister.
Yeah, I felt awful for doing it to him as well.
You were laughing.
Yeah, you know, you got to laugh.
Harry, your hair was sick there in that video.
Yeah,
as well.
my hair was sick. It was under the weather. It was a little green. You know, not feeling too good. Outsiders.
Just like Fnatic.
Yeah. Outsiders lead the way at 11-4 after a great T side, right? And we were kind of singing Flit's praises. He was a huge part of that over towards B. I like this. James just got run boosted over into the apartments. And hello, he's got that info that 4 players are in alt mid. I can't believe he just jumped across like back and forth for so long to get that. But he's done well, piecing this one together early. And
outsiders love to rotate in pistol rounds on Inferno. I remember some game I did in Katowice, and there was one P250 on B searching, and he fired one bullet. They were 4A. They just rotated to 3B. Now they did the opposite. So let's see if Fnatic changes their call.
I hate this when they start doubting themselves. Like, if you're going to do it, commit. Please commit. Fame can get that flash from spawn on a rotate, but really it comes down to the hit. There are 4 players here. It should be a massacre. Fame can't die, or they will panic. They're not going to panic. The flash goes over. Out come Fnatic.
Oh, yeah. First kill found. Down in the pit, FASHR with a good trade. Chiron's got these dual Berettas, and it's the last man remaining inside of the A site. Now it's a split push between the apartments and the pit player. And they know this third guy was over on B. So right now, Chiron knows where both these players are. And he's just waiting. His teammate up in mid falls, and 35 seconds left. This bomb trapped in the pit. They need to flush out Chiron. They're moving in. The dualies. Ooh, it's a little ugly. And now they swing them together. Everyone in a line. They won't give them a way in to win that clock.
He shot the chicken, right? That was a chicken? It looked like he shot a chicken in pit. So. Damn. Hate to see that. FASHR was 1 shot from death, but couldn't find the kill. And a very nice slowdown for Fnatic. As they get into pit, they just chill. They wait for that third man to come back with the P2. Safety in numbers and all. Double up for FASHR. Easy does it. Come back?
No, but outsiders, you know, they force. Usually if James doesn't get a kill, he can't have an op in the 3rd round, so that's when they force in the 2nd. And a FAMAS on Fame. Well, they're pushing mid as well.
Yeah, Fame's leading the charge on this. James covering him. And Fnatic have given up a bit of room, but KRIMZ goes back. doesn't want to leave anything unchecked up against this Outsiders squad. They run through the smoke, in at the choke at top B, and they managed to get past the B defense. This should just be a save call now for the Outsiders. They can give this a go in the next round.
Yeah, KRIMZ is protecting that FAMAS, so they can't go back and get it, but otherwise pistol armor will be kept. Flip, almost nothing to lose in going for the gun. But KRIMZ is not going to allow it. And fnatic up to 6, slow and steady. Yanko, this is your first cast since Dallas of last year, no?
I casted yesterday.
Yeah, you cast yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course, yeah.
But yeah, since yesterday, yes.
Yeah, since yesterday. Oh, it's been a while then.
Oh,
Well,
this is also more laid back, no crowd, not a playoff game.
Harry can do like
Dinko.
screaming in the background.
Yeah,
if you
I
want.
can
like,
sit here and be like,
"Oh."
oh, you know, like that might be kind of cool. Give
Any
you like a crowd
any
vibe.
action came our way, I would just shut up, leave it to Dinko.
Yeah.
I cannot do hype at all.
I want to hear some play-by-play from you in one of these T rounds, in one of these executes for fnatic.
Hell no.
Yeah, I feel like Yanko
gonna-
just laid all his cards on the table. He's like, I don't want to do play-by-play. And then
So
Hugo's
that's exactly
like, we're
why.
gonna make you do play-by-play.
That's exactly why you need to do play-by-play. Yanko, you're in the flex role. I heard we're all doing a bit of everything. No one is safe.
All right. I'll do some play-by-play
Yes.
for you.
All right. It's easy.
Hugo, just say when.
Okay. I'll save it. It will happen this half.
You're gonna
already.
like give him like the sickest like
Be on your
game
toes.
clutch ever. You're
So,
gonna
I don't know, bro.
you're
It's
gonna
a-
be like the voice of the best clip we've ever seen.
Dude,
It's
Trace-
usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Trace has that sick Cirque, like 4K. Remember Cirque?
Yeah.
On.
that was like 7
Alright,
years
just
ago.
catching strays. There we go.
That's. I take it back. I miss Cirque. But back when we were doing 2020 online NA, he had a
The good
nice
old
little
times.
play-by-play. Yeah, sure, if you want to call it that.
Harry the Ant-Man.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Okay, yeah. You're a
Don't
tiny
remind me
little
of the
guy.
ants, bro. The ants.
They followed you to Malta.
Yeah, they have. It's kind of sick. They love me. Ants love me. And that's it. Just the ants, dog. Mezzi moving in. And it should be a done deal here. So that's fnatic onto a 7th.
Some of your better play-by-play, I'd
Yeah,
say.
well,
That's-
you know, this was a nice easy round for it, I'll be honest.
What's interesting here is both anti-ecos, fnatic gets banana control. Even in the last round, if Fame flanked, got killed by KRIMZ, they don't hesitate. Like, they just decided to go B and hit B. So we'll see if this influences Outsiders at all when it comes to the gun rounds, right? So if James sees this and says, okay, they want to go B early, so... Or this is Mezzi doing this on purpose. Something that we used to do is have us in the second round, have like a set call, like a faster set play against pistols, like to make it easier to win those rounds. And then use a fake of that call in a gun round later on, like the same set of nades, you know, that's way you sort of condition your opponent. So Mezzi might have just called this now to do a fast A take, you know, like an A rush with smoke library, smoke arch. And Outsiders are a team that starts like 70% of gun rounds 3B. And Fame is almost exclusively plays like bike and saves his smoke. He doesn't smoke abs that much. He usually wants to save his smoke to play around it late round, you know. When he smokes it, he's probably headshots or something like that.
Well, here is that gun round. We'll see if fnatic keep the pace up a T. They have money for upgrades, but they keep the Mac 10. James goes from Scout to Orb.
And I feel like almost if you're fnatic, if you want to come back, you need to call something like that now and sort of confuse Outsiders. Either you call it now, or now you just default and you win a round by like taking banana control and then do it like the second gun round. Because it's going to be hard just because of the saving that will come from Outsiders if they're losing guys, like to every round win the fight in banana, you know, to win in the default every single time against good weapons and good utility.
Dude, one of the things that sucks for the odds of getting like this up-tempo banana take was the Mezzi. I thought would be like the perfect candidate to try and like drive it home. And he had a pretty rough spawn, but he's caught up with nicoodoz, and it feels like they're just going to wait for this early volley of util down at banana. But I do suspect Mezzi's going to look to be that point man.
He's an alt mid, mate. He's just setting them up with some flashes. They are ready to go in top mid, and they're taking banana back. That molly forces Flick to the site. Oh, ugly spray for Fame. Won't get a chance to use his smoke. He's dead. 5-on-4, Fnatic might just go ahead with this one, but they're already walking back into B, and Kikit's re-aggression has been punished as well. 2 dry faces from outsiders in this round, and it's really dug them their own grave. They can spam the smoke all they want. Fnatic will wait for the reload and then walk right in.
Outsiders, like, Flitz is trying to fight for Banana. He has a teammate, he has Kicker throwing nades for him from coffins, and Chiron is on boost. It's like, you know, it's so strange. Like, why isn't he fighting with Flit or throwing nades for Flit and Kicker? Like, I guess they're just letting Flit do his own thing, and if he dies and they decide to speed up because the read from Fnatic is it's 2B, then you have Chiron there as a joker to get a couple of kills, right? Like, Kicker would fight from coffins and then no one would look at boost, and he could get maybe 2 kills. But that's such a sort of next level mind game that you're trying to sell. And also, if Flit is already there, maybe Fame doesn't need to play that.
Yeah,
I
it
think
seemed
that
like they
was
weren't
like...
ready for like the pace of Fnatic just walking dry up mid. He's just caught in the open in front of Arch, or in front of Porch. Like, it didn't look like he was ready to be double faced in mid.
And he also whiffed a little bit of his spray.
Yeah.
Like, he could have gone a kill there at least.
Ooh,
I like it. They're really trying to remove these guns, man. Like,
Didn't need to swing that.
That was...
James is now giving him the wiggle with the finger.
Could have just
because
hit.
that's just unnecessary. That frag, if Chiron gets it, changes nothing for outsiders. But for Fnatic, but it changes a lot now for outsiders because it goes from dropping 2 guns and everyone has everything. Now someone doesn't have like whole nades, and it's Chiron. He only has a smoke and a flash.
Yeah, they've also only got the one. Oh no, they got 2 kids.
James had to drop a gun for Kicker. As a result, James doesn't like doing that. He'd rather keep his money for later. And now the pace goes back up. nicoodoz sees that player in the corner, but mollied out. Going to have to allow it. The smoke is a worthy trade to make outsiders believe that Fnatic own car, but they do not. And it's not like outsiders are buying anyway. Rotating or looking for the flashbang and spawn. He didn't get it. It's right there, Kicker or Chiron. Instead, Fnatic avoiding this triple B setup. Yeah, it's quite far. You know, he didn't have time. Needs to be reinforced just in case Fnatic pump into this B site.
Fnatic seem to be hesitating, like trying to figure out what it is that they want to do. They had good timing to go A, but they're going back to just sort of cement that control of top banana. But now the smokes fall, so another 15 seconds till they clear.
Someone should rotate. Flitz has retaken top B. They smoked a second molly. That's very clearly Fnatic trying to fake. And in fact, they'll fake for Flip by dropping another smoke in the choke point as Fnatic walk out A. It won't matter. Oh, James, at least they fired off. He knows what's going on. Yanko, take it away.
Fame has a flash. James gets a kill. James is peeking long. James gets flashed. James falls back. Chiron gets a kill. Chiron might get another kill here, Hugo.
Yeah.
FASHR has good timing to push. He has the bomb. Kickert is in library. The time! Oh, the time, Harry!
Oh, nice trade.
The potatoes, the onions. The traffic is insane. What's the weather like? I'm just shouting. It's so exciting. Another kill. 5 seconds. KRIMZ can't do anything. They've done it.
Oh, my goodness. Dallas, pour your heart out.
That was incredible.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I'm actually so glad we got that.
Poetry.
It was like kind of like very
That's like
self-aware,
ChatGPT
like,
casts right there.
kind of like fourth wall breaking commentary. It was good.
Do you get a Reddit appreciation thread yet? Or?
Yeah, I will work on getting one put up for you.
Use
Can
one of
someone
your-
do
use
that?
one of your
I'll get
alts,
on one of my
Harry.
alts, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get on it.
Oh, that was excellent, Yanko. You got a career in this industry, despite what everyone's been saying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, I've tried a lot of things, coaching, observing, analyst. Maybe I can do play-by-play since, you know, everything else isn't really working out.
Yeah, there's not many very good like offerings out there as well right now. It's kind of right open for the taking. You know, you could just move in and...
I'll just do what other older talent does. I'll steal one of the younger people's jobs.
Oh, no one is safe. No one is safe.
Oh, right. So
Yeah, take it away,
there's
Harry.
4 rounds the difference right now. That's an astute observation I'll make. Fnatic, they've done well to kind of control this T side, right? They can't afford to let that one round, you know, really get in their heads here.
But the question is Fnatic aware of what outsiders were doing in the last round? Because Chiron's contact comes from Speedway. He's like the third A player. So they should know that they were 3B late last round. And now outsiders just repeat the setup. You can see KRIMZ is just tucked in dark. Flit shoulder peeking for info. Smoke comes out, buys more time. Still a molly in CT spawn, but looks like an apps pop is the call. And this is where you want Fame to smoke apps, right? Like,
oh, but he instead drops it underhand. Going to try and play around the bike on this one way, but they're boxing him in. They are boxing him in, and it was only a matter of time. Jame holding for a cross, but if he's not given a kill with that smoke down, that's gonna seal the deal, isn't it? We know how the round goes now.
It's the problem is you're 2 on A, right? Like I can understand if you're 3 on A and you have some sort of a setup and you want to smoke yourself, but you could see from the moment he sees someone till the moment the smoke pops and he can play around it, the guy is already pushing him pit, and Jame can't really help him. He's in library. I mean, that's a very, very weak A setup, even for 2 guys, you know. So with the time being 35 seconds, smoke apps. They have to, if they are coming A, they will have to commit through it, and then you will get a kill or not. And if they're going B, your smoke isn't gonna mean all that much in the retake. I mean, it's a, you should use it there.
The smoke bike is great for the short hit because you can actually one-way really well, on literally on top of the bike to fight short. It's great because you can get mollied if they come out short, but whenever it's apps pops, they almost never pop a molly into the pit because they're jumping at apps and knife out. They're just trying to get space. And I feel like whenever you see an apps pop player or apps pop go into that pit smoke, maybe they buy a few seconds, but the smoke rarely helps them. Looks like it hurts him more there than anything else. Yeah,
you know, I mean, and as you kind of alluded to, Janko, it wasn't like complimentary, right, between Jame and the Pitman.
You also have to take, you know, you have to look at what your team is doing on the CT side, right? If you're playing 3B, like gambling on that and stacking it, you have to use your utility a little bit better or a little bit sooner on A, right? And sure, you don't want to make it too obvious, because if you just smoke mid for no reason, let's say right now, well, then you know the op isn't mid, for example. So it's a very cautious dynamic that you need to have.
They're going back for more.
And Fame plays pit too often, as well. You know,
he's got full nade, Janko.
Jame has a smoke as well. You know, Jame can use it.
He's not even going to get his molly out. They are about to pop. They're just going. He's got to fight for this one. No time to drop any kind of smokes. How will he fare this time around? They haven't seen him. Hello. KRIMZ has no idea. He's a dead man walking, and Fame just peeks with James' flash. Now he drops a smoke. Molly, nade, lob everything you got. You got a kitchen sink in the middle of the site, and Fame goes up over the smoke, but nothing to be seen. fnatic have pulled the handbrake up. They've gone cold.
I'm not sure he knows Mezzy dropped as well.
There's a lot of not knowing about this pit position right now. Oh, Mezzy knows, and now it goes both ways. Going to try and flash this, but Mezzy just adamant on the angle. Flit with the trade. It's still in the advantage of outsiders here. The bomb got to try and cross out. Jame just caught a stray bullet from nicoodoz. Flit with a short wrap. Bomb still trapped, down in pit, but that is a very important fight for nicoodoz to have won. Mezzy has lobbed the bomb across. It's kind of a weak throw, but it's fine because nicoodoz runs out and grabs it. Kickert's moving up through short. Jame dinked earlier on, looking to come in and join him over on the short side. Oh, actually going through the apartments here. They need to try and clear out Mezzy. This is a good crossfire between him and nicoodoz, right? They're going to be able to assist one another. Play off of the contact of nicoodoz in the back of the site if they want, but oh, he never gets it. Just head taken off immediately. Mezzy down in the pit, all alone, wins the first fight. Clash of the IGLs. The pistol's out for Jame. And even though he gets the kill, I don't know if there's time for this. He's on the bomb. It's super close. He does have it. He's got it.
How many bullets were in the AK, Harry? How many bullets? He had ammo. Jame was only 1 or 2 shots from death. And Mezzy swapped to the pistol. He could not connect a single Glock shot. That's a very Jame round there.
At this point, every round matters for outsiders, right? I mean, it would have been 12-10 if Jame died. Also, money wouldn't have been great. I don't know if they would have had enough money to rebuy after that. So that's a massive clutch for outsiders to win. And if you're outsiders, I'll tell you what to do. Just let KRIMZ drop all his nades towards B. Come play pit with Fame. Fame throws the one way, plays, dies, and KRIMZ kills 3 guys. You need to do more than, if there's a flaw to Fame as a player, he plays too much of the same spots on the CT side. You can really count on where he's going to be. I feel like the next step to him improving, and he's a young player, and a great player, very skilled, and I think he has a great attitude. I think will be a good player for a long time. Like, you need to start having more diversity, whether it's your CT setups and having set things on A. Just try to play more balcony, play graveyard, play two-side, right? Like, switch it up, because right now Fnatic is counting on Fame being in pit every single round.
Well, let's see how the banana control goes, because we've not seen much of that in this T side for Fnatic, other than the opening couple of rounds of the half.
Yeah, but dude, in a way, like, that's even wilder, because, you know, there's been a lot of these triple Bs out of the gate.
Any oneers?
Outsiders, they've got Jame over towards long, and he's holding it down right now. Nade follows up, brings him even lower. He just grabbed another grenade. Where's that from? Ooh, whittling them down. Spam damage, by God. Just get out of long. Just get out of this area,
well,
man.
Fame's out of pit, at least. He's just wrapped apps to come through Boiler. He climbed all the way through, and he's backstabbed them. They're trapped. They are caged, Harry, in the bomb site. The plant will be allowed, but Outsiders, this is not a retake. They'll be saving in, lob everything in. Another nade connects. KRIMZ doesn't know where to look, and that is a beautiful shutdown in a 5-on-2. No one dies, and Outsiders find 14.
That could end, all of a sudden he's isolated behind the smoke. So they're 5v4, but actually Fnatic are 4v1 on the site. You know, and Fame, they're actually 4 versus 0 because Fame is pushing apps at that time, but, you know, they didn't really... He surprised them, I think, with that plane. They were expecting to see someone inside. That's why they're still running around, checking everything, FASHR,
Right.
looking towards apps.
I love how, like, they were really, really clearing pit because,
But,
like, as you say, right? Like,
yeah,
when you see who it is.
This is why it's hard to play one pit or one towards short and one towards long when you're playing 3B. With something like this, you know, all of a sudden you just have one guy on A, and if Fnatic was a little bit better at, you know, getting the site and planting the bomb, they could have had a good post-plant situation, but...
You'll be glad to know, Yanko, you have not one, but 2 appreciation threads, right?
I appreciate the guys who made the appreciation thread.
Yeah,
well, can you make a thread about that, do you think?
I would like more like 50 appreciation. I just want to see like only Yanko appreciation threads. That would be good. Right, flash into banana.
I want to see a Harry appreciation.
Oh, dude, I know. I get them all the time. No, I'm kidding. Right, here we are. Look, we haven't really seen this fight. This isn't really a fight we've got to witness yet. This challenge for top banana control.
And do you remember the first half? It was all Flit. It was big Flit in banana on his own. Now he does have Jame, but Jame's basically selling him, right? He's dropping that smoke. It's not going to be there in time. Oh, are they convinced? There's a gap in it. They still check the corner. And so Flit will not get away with any cheeky play at the sandbags. And that might tempt Fnatic in.
Yeah, there's even this skirmish over towards long. Roy pulls an extra player away from that B side of the map, and I think already Outsiders, they're leaning into this 4-stack gamble over towards A, where they just saved the moment that this bomb goes down over in B.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the part where people will say it's, you know, it's a little bit boring. It is a bit hard to watch, you know, when you say, but Outsiders are playing to win this game, man. Like, why would they try anything in this situation? What's the higher?
They're not playing for us. They're playing to win.
Do they have a higher chance to win this 4v5 or a 5v5 next round? I think the answer is pretty clear. So
yeah, we've always kind of said, you know, they play like what I would call, you know, like by the numbers Counter-Strike, which is just,
I think that's,
you know,
trademark, but yeah. Well, the problem is it's a weird game also for Mezzi to call, right? Because they lost a couple of rounds on A, but the call was correct. Like, that was the weak side for Outsiders. So then you're like, well, I think I'm making the right calls, but we're not winning rounds. So do I stay true to the feeling, or do I switch it up just because, you know, I mean, we're losing rounds? So they make another good call. You can see like all these little things that Outsiders are trying to do to sort of bait Fnatic and get Flit some kills, but I think they're overthinking it perhaps. You know, they should dumb it down a little bit, and just, if you want to fight for banana, do it with 3 guys. Make sure you get it, make sure you secure it. If they try to react on A, you have players do their best, you know.
Especially because, like, you know, they do often have the resources to do it over at B, right? They are starting triple B a lot of the time, and then like we've been seeing, they've kind of been like playing these like staggered bait and switches with like Flit being the point man, and then like Kicker and Chiron further back in the site. They had that round where like they boosted Chiron even though Flit was fighting for banana, and I think it would be great if like fnatic face flit, go 1-for-1, and then try to go fast into B, but they're not doing that right now, right? And it's like in rounds where they get that opener onto flit, normally that's super problematic because they're not like going fast into that bait and switch over towards B. They kind of slow it down a bit. They play out the 5v4. So it's felt a little awkward thus far.
Here it comes.
Triple A as well.
If James goes any further, he will walk into the AWP, and that's an easy one for nicoodoz. It's pull Chiron out as he gets smoked on Archway as well as fnatic look to take the A site in what is now a 5-on-2. Bit of patience would go a long way. Wait for this long wrap, but they don't need to when the Merry Man steps up and chuckles his way to 2 kills, chucks Outsiders out of the round, and finds 11 with no deaths. Damn.
That's a good, another good round from fnatic, you know, just sort of using utility in Banana to keep Outsiders players there, getting back to mid, taking control. Like, this three rifles working long while the op is holding short for reaction is also pretty strong. And James, you know, a little bit too optimistic with that sort of a search on his own with no flash, no utility, nothing to sort of try to draw nicoodoz as a aim off.
Yeah, they'd also just heard the AWP at B like maybe 20 seconds prior. Like he started up Banana, smoked the molly at logs, shot through the wall. So they, you know, that's part of it, right? He's not expecting the AWP on the angle when he goes for the mid face. You'd like to think.
And guess what? Outsiders still have everything, pretty much. I mean, Faye might have a slightly weaker buy depending on what they decide to do if Chiron doesn't drop him. Flit will swap with Fame.
I mean, that's the effect of the saves as well, right? Here's something interesting. Of all the rounds that fnatic won, with the exception of that, there have been 5 saves and 1 round where everyone died, and that round was a pistol. So they've saved 5 rounds.
And that's why this game will probably end, you know, 16-13, 16-14 for Outsiders. But a different team would go for rounds, and then it would be 16-14 for fnatic.
Just way more rifle rounds, and
it's so difficult for Mazzy. Like, you have to come up with something every round. You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every
You don't
round,
get like those like freebie moments where it's like, bro, they have USPs, they're just running down mid. Like, no, you never get that rest.
And look at this now. It's 2 guys B, but 4 guys are dropping nades for them, right? So this is going to be something different. Again, a different look that they're going to see. This is... Outsiders are trying to use a lot of nades so that fnatic can be saying, hey, they've used a lot of their stuff to take Banana. I think we can execute on them. And that's when you still have, let's say, 2 mollies to stop them.
Oh, that was a deep nade from Kick-Up. FASHR will eat it. James again.
Yeah, this was the fight that opened up that last round for fnatic. This time, James won't get the kill, but he at least survives and hasn't given away that 4v5 early. So that makes Outsiders feel a little safer in this one. Flit lobs in that molly.
The kickers heard that.
Yeah, they heard that tag.
Retake utility, or no, just the top B lineup. James in the site, waiting for a commitment, but it won't be happening. fnatic are walking 4 strong up Banana. Roy lurking in middle, can't even come join them late. He's trying to sell it, kick it and flit. One of them smoked out, and the flash did work. He got kick it deep in. He's ahead, he's above the Molotov. And fnatic, who wanted to go, now cannot. But Outsiders are so entrenched, they have not moved off of that A site. This is super weird. 30 seconds of fnatic with no util go right back in.
Are they going to play the double side box, right? Just a bait and switch here. Flit hasn't played his cards yet, but now rears his head. That's 2, and the bomb getting away from him. Oh, will find the M4. Juggles his guns around, out with the 3rd, but it will get shut out.
So close.
Where's the help?
It was so entrenched.
Come on.
Roy
still has a smoke. Still
nice.
saved this smoke.
He should go back to pit for the save. nicoodoz. If he goes deep, he loses the round off this kill. James is waiting, but he gets shot. He gets dinked and still takes out Fame. That's going to call it off. Oh, if James was wider, if he was towards ramp side, that's just a free kill. But no, instead nicoodoz gets out with 13 health.
Outsiders are also having an issue with lack of information in the mid to late round, or they were getting punished when they tried to get some, like nicoodoz killing James in that round on short with the op, right? Like they turtled on A with 3 guys, and if they had a faster rotate, like Flit did a tremendous job, you know, on B. Like they could have just defended B without a plan for fnatic, but they were too paranoid that it was a fake, potentially. Maybe they... But they saw the bomb when Flit got the first kill.
We've
so.
casted a 1v4 from Flit doing that exact round where he double bait and switches. It would kick it a back B. Do you remember it, Harry? He did the exact same thing. He like 4K'd, he pre-read the top blue climb. He's done that before.
No, I mean, I like what the B players did, you know. I also think that right before that exec came in, I think it was Roy, lobbed a flash over towards, like, Arch side. And the motor smoke in, right? And because Outsiders never had the info, to their knowledge, once again, like CT could have been getting taken. I think that's why we saw everyone rotate down mid instead of wrapping through like Speedway for the faster rotate. So that like added more awkwardness to it. And it all goes back to what you were saying, Yanko, right? Which is like they don't have that info to actually react on. They hadn't like taken mid to get that info that this was just one guy faking them. And so it made them very easy to like manipulate around the map. It kind of just all hinged on Flit getting away with some monstrous play to win the round.
On top of that, the flash they had at top B meant the Fnatic would pull back through their smoke. They didn't actually ever get spotted. Like, Outsiders didn't know there were 4 players ready to go at that B site. Fnatic will hear they've missed their molly, so they won't be in a hurry, and this double setup still prevails, so, ooh, they pull back to B. Still A, though. 40 seconds. FASHR lurking. Fnatic, not with a lot of time and not with a lot of util either. Someone needs to hit some blinding flashbangs because they're playing anti. Chiron can turn on a dime, and Fame, he might die. He might go down with the ship here, but as long as Chiron can multi-kill, this can go very well. James in the sight.
Yeah, this is a good crossfire to have. This double porch side setup, so hard to flush out. Fame trading every step of the way. The bomb gets away from Fnatic here, and so Outsiders, they were looking for this one golden round to put them onto 15, and this is it. Map point locked in. They've grinded this one back, and now they're just 5 kills away from taking this opening map.
That flash was garbage. That flash went over roof for like an apps pop. If you were jumping at apps, that would be the flash there, but there was nothing for mid.
I think the problem was also the organization of the round. Like, KRIMZ has full nades. He's supposed to go out apps. He drops them to Mezi, who's in boiler, right? Like, instead of giving those nades to nicoodoz or FASHR, but then they would have to walk all the way back from apps under window. You know, like, it would take too long for them to do it. So just the distribution of nades that they had was on the wrong players. That's why there wasn't a proper flash and a proper mid take for Fnatic, and you know, they can't get it right every single round. It's very difficult. This time they go into the setup of Outsiders and they're on match point now.
Still having to fight for Banana though, and there's more nades in spawn. Outsiders blanket Banana with Molotovs, double nade on logs, you name it, they got it, but Fnatic don't care. Only feigning this interest as they walk dry into mid. They might be able to trade James. Oh, but one player has walked back, left this little ledge climb.
Nah, bro.
He won't see it. Oh, he saw it.
He looked right at him.
He saw it.
He looked right at him.
He has no idea, but he just gazed eyes onto KRIMZ, who can spot him right back. And James is wondering, where the hell did he come from? I swear he saw it.
He was in the scope, but I don't think you can get 4-3 in the scope.
No, it's not 4-3. It's where your eyes are. He's looking right center
like tunnel vision. Yeah.
Damn. All right, away in for Fnatic. A much needed round here, even though Outsiders have a couple of
going for a beast.
coffers. Fame doesn't commit to that check, and even if he does now, he's dead. You'd like to think KRIMZ will fall, but they don't know that Roy made it through. Fnatic have to wait. He is the sneaky backstabber. Knife out! Oh, Roy still gets a kill, and will they check for Chiron? Probably not. He gets a freebie, but they're in the site.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, he's the kind of guy who would want to give this round a go. A 1v3, Chiron's hungry for it.
Can't tame him.
He hasn't been in Outsiders long enough to know to say in this situation.
Ooh, maybe he's getting told. Maybe he's getting told in this moment now.
CT's not even smoked. This is a round where you almost have to fight your way out.
There is a smoke slowly making its way towards him.
If he waits long enough. And it's
it stopped rolling.
Well, sorry, Chiron. You'll die to the bomb here, so it exits.
It would actually be big for them if he can save. He needs to drop a gun to Fame.
They're coming. They know he's here. This is my ruins. Unlucky.
So now I guess it's a half buy for Outsiders, so they can buy in the final round, you know, and try to close it out 16-14.
Classic. Paper the round, some say.
But this is where we're probably...
Oh, dude, keep playing it.
No, wait.
Oh, yeah,
This
again.
is his
Yeah, he saw the leg. He definitely did. And KRIMZ, he had a feeling. Don't know what he felt. All right, this is it. This is a classic Outsiders matchup. 30 rounds and maybe more.
Well, you know, they could win it in round 29.
Oh, yeah, they could
Let's
definitely
not-
win the
Let's
eco,
not,
yeah.
like, you know. Oh, hello. They're buying. Yanko, they're buying. They're putting everything on the line right now.
I hate this call.
Yeah,
now
why
do you buy now?
they've played safe all second half.
Why are you
long.
buying FAMASs and M4s? Why when you just
Flit
need
doesn't
one
have
round out of the
armor.
Their
two?
loss is not even that bad either.
Flit is
Their max loss bonus.
naked famous right now.
What is this?
That's not like.
And they took a timeout to make this call. Why are you calling this? Like either Dustin had something like,
He was talking a lot.
either he has like a 100% call. I mean 100%. Like either he has a really really good read on what they need to do. But still, I think this I don't like this at all.
Call the change, I can call what you see. If you see something, say it. What has beckoned them into this buy?
This is weird. Yeah, they're not ready for this like immediate swing. With how they were playing that, it didn't look like they
Save.
were considering
Just save.
that they were ahead of this smoke in banana.
Go home.
Flit.
Oh, what if?
No, maybe,
There's no
maybe
kit.
that
Save,
ties-
save.
Yeah, they should just save.
Does
but-
he even have armor?
No, we were saying that at
Yeah,
the start.
okay.
Naked famous.
Naked FAMAS.
But here's the thing, someone will come and say, well, what doesn't matter if they buy, if they lose a gun or two, they will just save, right? But there's a couple of things. fnatic has enough money to chase, and they should be running at them now trying to chase. And the second thing is, you can't count that you will lose a round in a way that you will save. Maybe you have a 3v2, right? And of course you're playing to win that round, and you lose all the guns. And then what happens? The final round, you have 3,400. So I hated this call from Outsiders. Luckily, it didn't turn out to be horrible for them.
The one thing that's kind of interesting, though, is all they've heard is like the famous and that one gun on kicker. And I think if you're fnatic, the last thing you were expecting was like the full investment here, right? You're probably assuming it's like a
I
partial.
think
You know it's
Fnatic,
coming now.
Fnatic at this point is expecting Outsiders to buy every round, have a double up, M4s. Like they've been burned so
4
many
sets
times.
of nades down banana.
Yeah, they've
double
been
nade
burned
logs.
so
Double
many
nade
times.
logs.
I think if I'm Outsiders, I try an apps setup probably in this round. Like they never do it. That's another problem. They never have any aggressive setups in apps. Or either just pose Jame up there to try to get a cheeky entry and don't die in top banana. You know, like maybe just try to buy some time, use some nades, and. But yeah, it's just another 3B start with 3 rifles. Give Flit an M4 for Christ's sake.
Yeah, top of the board. Carried them through that first half, was like the key player, but he's on the famous in the final round.
Oh, the uncrouch.
He's spotted them, but they're boosting to try and find him. The nade does good damage, and he gets out of there content with that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know, but that is a great start to a round for Outsiders, who still, of course, have more smokes.
Gamble A again, and Fnatic's going B.
Retake
This
round,
time-
a rare. These are my favorite Outsiders rounds. Rounds where they can't save Harry. Rounds they have to go for a ballsy last-second
two smokes.
retake. That's awkward. He can get the Molotov down. He didn't throw it. It's a smoke instead. He didn't want to blind lob it in. So Fnatic are going to have the sight and a 5v5 and maybe even the post plant. There is no banana flank.
No
These
more
smokes
nades
will
on
be very
Fnatic.
important to cut off a banana post plant. That's going to be the AWP of nicoodoz. They're coming through the smoke, were they?
They were hiding in it. They were debating it, but then KRIMZ got full flashed.
Oh,
the spam
dear.
is in for kicker. He has his revenge.
No more smokes.
Fnatic, they do not want to have taken this the full 30 rounds, only to fall right at the final hurdle.
This is going to hurt.
4 men remaining. FASHR holding, waiting for someone to give them a way back in. But this is so awkward. No, you don't have a way to lock off any of these angles. It's like a brawl to try and get this bomb planted. They attempt to bait out the spam.
Nice nade.
KRIMZ brought down low, the walking wounded. Smoke in over at the top of Banana.
Yeah.
You're losing real estate, Fnatic. With each passing second, it's getting away from
coming.
them. And they've got so little time left.
Oh!
They go looking for kills, but they're coming up short. It's all falling apart. It's all coming undone. An Outsiders classic in round 30. As they're looking to finish
Beautiful.
it flawless. It doesn't get more Outsiders than that. What a spectacle. What a game.
Chad, how is this team boring? How is this team boring? I'm loving every single second, and Fnatic are head in hands, full pain after that one. Yanko, break it down.
Outsiders CS, baby.
Yeah, let's
That's
go.
all I have to say. 5v5 on B. Fnatic just didn't know. They were never in that situation. What do you do?
Oh, go back, watch the demo, figure it out.